ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you'll know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f*** is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space showing for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. yeah. And we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the CandleMafia. I tricked you guys. You guys didn't think I was coming in. It was a bit of a pause. I was like running to the desk. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got another amazing live stream for you guys here tonight to figure out what the heck Bitcoin is going to do next, guys. We are just chopping to the downside. We're getting a little bit of a pop-up here. Are we going to be able to see a weekend pump? I'm going to take a look at some of those bullish signs and what I'm looking at next here for Bitcoin, guys. We have some bullish signs. Market Cypher B's kind of chopped up on the lower time frames, but I'm going to give you my best thoughts on where I think things are going next. I do have to be out of here, guys, in about, 5:47? I got to be out of here in about an hour, guys. This is, I can't go long tonight. I actually have somewhere to be. So at Tony D, if you could police me on time, I got to run out literally in an hour. So just let me know, and I'm just going to abruptly end the stream. Probably no fake out. I'm just going to be like, all right, guys, I'm out. Boom. And then just end the stream and run out of here. But luckily, Bitcoin's just kind of going sideways. Not a lot of things have changed. So I'm just going to look at the key levels with you guys and let you know kind of my thoughts on where I think things are going next based off money flow and Market Cypher B, as well as our key levels and our volume profiles above. Shout out to Hollywood. Said 3-hour stream then. Shout out to Hollywood. Yeah, it's literally, I have no choice on this one, or I'm going to lose friends. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's see. Did you say 4-hour stream? Shout out to Servando Estrada. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Rob the Crypto Snob said, what about the giveaways? I'm just going to do the giveaways sooner. We're just going to, Tony D, when we're at about, I guess we'll give ourselves like maybe 10 minutes to do the giveaways. Let's just keep me on track, Tony, and we'll just do the giveaways soon. Or sooner than later. But yeah, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for being here. We got Tony D in the chat. Let's see. Shout out to CandleMafia, John Cena. What is going on, bro? We got Halogen in the chat. What is going on? Said Mrs. Candles said 1 hour, huh? Shout out to Halogen. Not really Mrs. Candles, but Mrs. Candles will be at my function that I'm going to. But anyway, let's see. 45 minutes till giveaway. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to K Diggity in the chat. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Hollywood 25. We got Kodam. We got Nirvana. We got Tim Ryan. Chemistry, bro. What is going on? Dropping those inhalers in the chat as I hit my funny bone on the desk. Oh my God. But guys, we don't have a lot of time here, so let me go ahead and jump on into the charts. We're going to break down everything for you, show you the key levels, and then we'll see if we'll get a weekend dumper pump. It's kind of anyone's guess at this point. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Here we go. Bullish on short stream. Shout out to Bruno Lopes. Yeah, I would I don't know. I don't know if bullish means confident. Because if you're betting for the short stream to actually happen, I would probably say the probabilities are against you. But I actually do have somewhere to be, so I don't really have the luxury of being able to like stick around for much longer. Let's see. Shout out to Al Jr. said, "Am I just a fly on the wall?" Shout out to Al Jr. Welcome in, bro. Kodan dropping those candles in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Giga Longbottom. Said, can we get an invite to the function, guys? Party at the Frankie Candle Studio. Everybody's invited. We're gonna drop the address in the chat in just about 5 minutes. So get ready. And if you guys need a helicopter ride over to the property, we will go ahead and facilitate that for you guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in here, guys. Now, as you know, yesterday on the live stream, what we were looking at was obviously the 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red as we were getting stuck underneath this value area high, guys. And like I said, things are a bit choppy out here. Hey, shout out to Dixie. Thank you for getting that membership. Welcome to the muscle. Now that you're in the mafia, there's no way out. Hashtag not a cult. Shout out to Dixie. Welcome in, bro. But, you know, yesterday, guys, as we were getting accepted back below this volume profile, hitting our head on that value area high, this is kind of where we were looking at like, hey, could potentially be getting accepted back below this volume profile. And with our 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red right here and our 8-hour red dot that was printing at the exact same time, we were looking for a potential continuation down into our profile, targeting our POC of the range, which obviously did wind up being the level that we came to, right? We get stuck under the range. Can't get back above. We get those bearish confirmations. We had a few different bearish confirmations up here. We had some bearish CVD. I believe maybe we had some low time frame bearish divergences. Maybe not. Yeah, not even really. But we did come up to the value area high. This was also confluent with some other resistance levels, bearish CVD. And again, that 30-minute 8-hour market cipher B strategy, looking for that acceptance back into the range. And you could just see how perfectly we back tested that value area high. We came down, we popped into that value area high, we got the rejection, and then we did wind up working our way down right to the POC of the range, guys. We do not redraw these levels. This is the same exact level we were looking at yesterday, and you can see that POC is going to act as a magnet for price once you see those confirmations above the high with that money flow, and once you get accepted into that range, the next high probability area for price to go is going to be the POC of the range. And we got that perfect tap. Now the question is that all we needed, guys? Because not only were we looking at this local range, this is kind of like what I was looking at on the lower time frames as that 30-minute money flow was coming out. We kind of wanted that 30-minute 8-hour to play out to see if it was going to give us a big drop to the downside or just kind of give us that support on the POC. And it does look like we did get that bounce on the POC because, as you guys know, on the medium time frames, we did have the money flow coming up on the 4-hour, which is a pretty nice thing to see for a potential continuation to the upside. And, I was waiting for that 30-minute money flow crossover to see if we can get the drop down to potentially add to my long position. Now, I will say this, guys, if we pull up our larger range, which is sitting above us, this is, we still have some support below, right? We did come down to that POC. These are the two major ranges that I've been looking at price in. If you guys want to get some of these levels on your chart, the overall larger range with room to the upside is sitting between, with the value area low at $81,144. The POC is sitting at $83,185, and then the value area high is sitting at $89,500. So that is the larger range, and in this context, right, we have gotten above the value area low, we've broken above the POC, and we could potentially be flipping that POC to support for a potential continuation to the upside. And obviously the 4-hour money flow yesterday was actually pointing to that being a potentially likely case. However, money flow still in the green here, right? We came out a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little support on this green dot. I will say, guys, if we're going to get the bigger move up, I think that this 4-hour green dot may be the thing to do it. And I would love to say, like, oh my God, 4-hour green dot printing. We have the 15-minute money flow crossing into the green, which is likely, or at least based off the market cipher B116 strategy, to give us some kind of a continuation to of the trend to the upside. However, guys, if we come up to some of the higher time frames, you can see we do have the daily red dot, which is potentially looking to print here. We have the VWAP rolling over. We'll have to see what we get on that next candle closure in about 2 hours and 6 minutes. VWAP rolling over. Are we going to get the red dot? I personally did not add to my long position just yet. It does not mean that we can't continue up, but we did come down to the POC, but I really would have liked to see that anchor VWAP hit, and we really didn't get a ton of bullish confirmation down here. We got some low time frame bullish divergences. You can see here lower lows on our price action, higher lows on our momentum waves, giving us that potential for the reversal back to the upside. But we have mixed signals here, guys. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I am holding my short position that we talked about yesterday. I am also holding my long position from a bit lower down here. This has massive profits locked in with the stop loss to break even. So my long is guaranteed a winning trade, whether I get stopped out or price continues up. The only disappointment if we get a continuation up here is that I did not add to the position, which is totally fine. I mean, I could technically add here if I had a strong conviction in a move up, but I'll be honest, guys, I'm kind of letting things wiggle around and kind of figure themselves out here because there's not really, I don't really love taking longs at the in the middle of a volume profile, and the fact that we kind of have these mixed signals, you can even see here on the 24-minute, we're in the green, we're in the red, we're in the green, we're in the red, we're in the green, we're in the red, we're about to cross back over into the green. 30-minute money flow is also just as choppy, green, red, green, red. So just not like a ton of super high confidence. Really the bullish time frame, in my opinion, for a potential continuation up to higher prices, and I will actually talk about some of those targets in a minute. But if we are looking at things in terms of this volume profile, we flip the low, break above the POC. We would hope that if we are going to continue our trend through this volume profile, it's okay to deviate below the POC slightly. However, I would really like to hold on to that 786. We would hope that that higher low comes in on that 786 or golden pocket, this whole confluent zone, which, by the way, sits between about $83,513 and $82,400. Once we lose that 786, again, understand that the POC of the range does act as a magnet for price. So sometimes price will kind of bing bong around there. Maybe we do hold it from here. That would be pretty nice just to see the continuation up to the value area high at 89.5, right? 89.5. But the POC does act as a magnet for price, right? So, like, we could potentially bing bong around there. Maybe we hit the 786, we kind of stick there, and then, maybe we reclaim that POC and then send it back up to the value area high. But to be honest, guys, I don't really see a lot of, like, multi-time frame alignment here for a confident move. Like I said, like, when I think things, like, when things are a little bit neutral and, I think there's a 50-50 shot whether we can go up or down, I'm completely honest about that, right? I don't really see a ton of, like, there's some things pointing to the upside and then some things that are just a little bit more uncertain. So I'm just going to sit in my long position. I still have my entry down here. So, that long position is pretty safe. If we come down to the value area low, we're just going to be looking at that as a volume profile. Once we lose the 786 at about 82,500, I will be looking for a drop down to the value area low where we could potentially look for some new scalp long positions. And again, I will just be treating that as a volume profile where we're looking for longs at the lows and then looking for shorts at the highs. But next targets to the upside, regardless, whether we come down, then get a bounce, whether we bounce from here, whether we come back to the 786 and bounce. The next targets to the upside really remain the same, guys. Value area high. This is why it's not that bad to do a short stream today because, price action is just kind of still bing-bong and grinding sideways. But if we do get the continuation up, right, value area high is going to be the next major target at $89,500. We also have this anchored VWAP pulled from this previous high at about $95,000. This is currently coming in at about $85,649. So that would kind of be an honorable mention level. And if we pull our fib here from the high to the low, you can see bada boom, bada bing. You do have some confluence there on a Fibonacci retracement level. So if we go ahead and pull that, you're going to want to watch this level as well. Watch that golden pocket 786, anchored VWAP. That's kind of an honorable mention, but the general idea here, guys, is as long as we remain above the POC, we could potentially keep the door open to the next target, which is right there, and then eventually to fill the range in full up to the value area high. This is the bigger range that I'm watching over the weekend, and as well as the smaller range here, guys. If we get the more bearish case to play out, we continue to get stuck underneath this value area high, and we cannot break out. We are simply going to expect the move back down to the POC, lose the POC. We will be looking to go down to the value area low, closer to $81,174. So that's really the two levels, the two ranges that I'm looking at. Again, 4-hour money flow coming back into the green would be really nice to see for the continuation up. And that's kind of what I'm going to be watching. I think maybe if we get the push up, maybe we get it here on the 4-hour green dot. But like I said, I am just going to hold the positions that I'm in. My long from down here, which is already massively in profit and have profit locked in. And then the short position from basically the value area high. So we'll see what happens, right? I'm just going to hold these positions. One will stop out, and the other one will continue to pay me out. Like I said, I did not add to my long position just yet. And if I pull up the current range, if we do dip down here with some better confirmation, I will probably add to my long position in anticipation of the continuation of this trend. Now, why is this 786 so important, guys? Simply put, if you just pull this as a simple trend line, I'm not a huge trend line person. However, if we want to continue to put in the higher lows and the higher highs, you have this trend line coming in through right here. And then you also have your 786 golden pocket, which is already the level. Maybe we just put it in here at the golden pocket because we did also tap the POC of the range. So we already came into some of that confluence support. But when you just look at this as a general trend line, right, this is pretty much coming in right in that zone, right? So it would be nice to hold that higher low and then continue off, breaking structure to the upside, targeting the value area high of the range. But I'm in either way. I'm schlonging it right now, guys. I am long and short at the exact same time. But those are the key levels, right? Key level of support, value area low, 81, 183. Key level of next key level of resistance is going to be the golden pocket up to the 786, sitting between 85,693 and 86,566. Once you flip that 786 to support, right, that is where you can look for the bigger break into the value area high at about $89,500. Simple volume profile trading. And as far as new positions, personally, I'm not going to be scalping the lower time frame range. You could argue, well, hey, if we come back up above here, you can look for the shorts to come back into your lower time frame range, which is right here, right? I'll even pull off the current range here real quick just to clean things up. We could potentially look for shorts there, but I'm not going to be trading like that over the weekend, guys. For me personally, unless we come down to some bigger levels of support with some nice confluence, maybe this value area low, I am sitting on my hands. I'm going to let the positions I'm sitting in play out, and then I'm going to reassess the situation on Monday to see if we can find some new higher probability setups. Shout out to Inspector Chris, said, I drunk a whole bottle of wine. Hey, shout out to Inspector Chris. I'm sure the charts are starting to, maybe you could see into the charts. Can you see into the charts, bro? Let me know. Let's see. Short stream, never heard of that before. Let's see. We're going to take a look at Ethereum in just a second. Like 90 was mine. Shout out to username. Shout out, thank you for hitting the like button, bro. Username said, you ghosted me. Shout out to username. I don't know if you're talking about me or somebody in the chat, but shout out to username. Thank you for smashing the like button, bro. Not trading for me today. Yeah, shout out to Inspector Chris. I would say after a bottle of wine, probably best to stick off the charts, my friend. You only have one liver. Shout out to Ghost Trader. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at, guys. All these levels remain exactly the same. So we'll just see. 4-hour money flow continues into the green. We'll look for that move. We'll look for that move to the upside, and if we get faked out, we'll just look for the continuation through this local range back down to lower prices. But yeah, other than that, yesterday we did just pretty much see the rejection inside this value area low, hit the POC. In terms of this volume profile, this is kind of why things are a little bit sticky right now. In terms of this volume profile, right, once you get back in, reject below the value area high, you go to the POC. POC acts as temporary support, right? If we can't get back above here, the doorway to the POC and the value area low is still open. So this is kind of more of the bearish case. But as we have the 4-hour green dot, we have the 15-minute 4-hour green dot with the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green. It kind of gives us that bullish market cipher B116 strategy for a bigger move to the upside. So we'll see if we can get that breakout, stop out of the short, have the long continue to play out, even though it's not a full position, still be able to make a little bit of extra profit on that move up. Let's see. We're going to 76.5, I think. Hey, I would probably prefer that, right? And when I say prefer, it doesn't mean that I think it's more likely, but I would prefer a move down first. I'd rather, because the short position is a full position size, and the long, like I said, I've already taken multiple take profits here. So although it's risk-free, guaranteed winning trade, it's not as big of a position as I would like it to be. So I would prefer to have that short come down, pay me out on the bigger position. So, potentially I can either add to my long or find some new long positions to load up before the next big move up. So I would prefer that. I would hope this plays out. But again, we'll have to see what that 4-hour green dot and 15-minute money flow gives us. But yeah, just really choppy here on the lower time frames, if I'm being completely honest, guys. Shout out to Justin Moore, said, Frankie, what's the deal with the bounce on auction? Did I miss something? We actually took a look at auction on the premium live stream. I was trying to break that down and look at it with the Discord and be like, what the heck happened here? I don't know a lot about it, right? I don't know if it got news. Maybe something bullish happened fundamentally. I'm not sure. But we did actually mark out a chart. If you guys want to take a look at it, I could take a quick look at that chart with you guys and show you some key support levels I would be looking at on a potential pullback. Let's see. Like number 90 was mine. Shout out to Uncle Jesse. Welcome to the chat, brother. Welcome in. He is our like police guy, so don't forget to smash that like button. If he asks you kindly, respect the like police, or you're going to end up in like jail. I'm just kidding. Cheers to you. Hey, yo, Joseph Reddle. What is going on, bro? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, man. I think this is like an IRL. I think if that's the person I'm thinking of. What's up, Joe? Good to see you, bro. Thank you for the super chat, and welcome to the Frankie Candles live stream, where I show you how to make money trading Bitcoin, whether price is going up or down. Smash that like button. But yeah, let's see. Frankie, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin bouncing on the 50 EMA on the weekly chart? I don't really pay that much attention to EMAs, if I'm being quite honest with you. Let me just pull some stuff up here real quick. We got, that's a liquidity heat map. Pull TradingView back up over there. Bada boom. Bada bing. Okay. So yeah, listen, I don't really pay that much attention to moving averages. If I do, they're on higher time frames. So what did you ask? You asked the 50 EMA. Let me see if I could pull that up. See if I can pull that up really quickly. Light speed. I mean, listen, it is nice to tap that. For me personally, right, we have support down here. However, it just wasn't really the 50 EMA. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's nice. I don't really have like that much of a, opinion on it, right? Like we were looking for a bounce here, although based off different levels, like different actual technical levels. But yeah, I mean, I would just say like, hey, that would have been something we could have looked at as a, that was like in line with our, let me pull the actual fib that I'm looking for here. Bada boom, right? We could have just looked at that as in confluence with the levels that we were looking at. But yeah, I don't really have like a super strong, like I assume you're wondering like, just because if we bounced off it, does that mean that we're about to like make another massive move to new all-time highs? I mean, you can't really look at the market like that, to be quite honest. It's like, you know, we could, right? Like we bounced here. But, you know, we could easily just put in a lower high and then break down, turn it to resistance, and get a bigger move down. So, yeah, I just don't really have a super – I would have had a little bit more of an opinion on it before we came down to it. If someone was like, hey, look at the weekly EMA, 50 EMA, I would have been like, hey, that's nice and confluent with our key levels of support. So I would have had a little bit of a stronger opinion then. But like after bouncing off of it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I don't really have an opinion. We bounced off it. Nice. Hopefully it holds. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't really have I assume you're probably looking for like, is that like, you know, that's the bull market, you know, as long as we stay above that, we could put in all-time highs. Maybe that's what you're looking for. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. We bounced off support, which is nice. It's like a horrible answer. Like I wish I could give you a better answer. Let's see. Auction went crazy. Yeah, we could try to take a look at auction in just a minute. It is. Yo, shout out to Joseph. Shout out to Joe. What's going on, bro? Good to see you, man. Long time no talk. I got to hit you up, bro. I hope you're doing well. So funny. It's like very rare that I have like IRL people pop into the live stream. That's insane. Shout out to Joe Reddle. Let's see. Actually, funny enough, Joe, I actually brought up something funny you said one time to Tony D. So hilariously enough, a couple of days, I actually was talking about you. The universe works in such weird ways, man. The universe works in the weirdest ways. But anyway, that's really no opinion on the 50 EMA. Short squeeze to 85K and then back down to take the liquidity between below 82 to 82.8. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, honestly, when we look at this, right, let me just readjust this. When we look at this, right, really $82,000 is the level. That's the real level that I'll be looking at to hopefully, let me actually not pull it up as a fresh level. Let me get rid of all this. Actually, I'll keep that. Let me pull up the actual current range, right? So, $82,500 is kind of the level that we really don't want to lose. I would be fine. Because if we come up to 85K, right, like maybe we do have a little bit of liquidity above these highs, which we can actually take a look at the liquidation heat maps really quickly. See if we, so 84.6 up to about $85,000. There is liquidity sitting up there, right? We could see that in all of its glory. It's sitting up there on the heat map. And this week, guys, the theme of this week was literally liquidation heat maps, right? And the idea of liquidity acting as a magnet for price literally played out perfectly the other day twice, right? We have liquidity up here. We look for price to get sucked up to it. We pushed up to it. We have the next area of liquidity sitting up here. We pushed up to it. And now we have liquidity. I mean, I could even probably mark this out on the actual chart so we can actually keep an eye on it. Let's say, where does it start? It really starts at about 84.5 up to 85K. So, so we'll go 84.5 up to 85K. So, yeah, I mean, you do have a bit of liquidity up there. It's a pretty big box of liquidity, if I'm being honest. We already kind of dipped into it a little bit. But, yeah, if we could continue up and sweep out that liquidity, that could be a situation that we see play out. And then in that case, right, this would still keep our thesis in play. right? You come up, you sweep that liquidity, right? You still technically continue the downtrend into the bigger zone of support where I would potentially be looking to add to my long. And then you could also still continue your potential uptrend, right? That would, that is still potentially in the cards. That could be a way that we see it play out. Maybe that, and if we do see that, the 4-hour green dot and the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green might be the thing that we need to get up there. So we'll keep an eye on that liquidity. And like I was saying this to the premium Discord earlier in the live stream, I have a lot more conviction in getting my longs to continue to pay me out than I do on my short starting to pay me out a lot. Like the short that I'm in, I think it's a little bit in profit. Where is it at? Yeah, it's about $109 in profit. I already have like over $3,000 locked in on the long. So if we do come in, if we are going to continue this uptrend, I'd like to add to that long position. But I would probably anticipate, like I said, I am a little bit neutral right now. I'm just kind of waiting to get stopped out of one of the positions and let the winner run. Again, I would prefer for the short to pay me out more because it's a bigger position. But I will say, like, if I just had to guess, right, I would not be shocked if I get stopped out of the short. But again, that doesn't really invalidate the idea of coming back down in here. I would have liked to add to my long, but I really would have liked to dip a little bit deeper into here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We're going to make money either way, which is a nice position. A position I like to be in on the weekends, guys. I do not like to helicopter parent my trades on the weekends. I try to take some deep breaths over the weekends. But hey, yo, shout out to ZC Productions. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Said, hey, Frankie, any chance you could check the Dong chart on Tap Tools? Rough start, but seems like things are picking up again. Thanks for the streams, even short ones. Shout out to ZC Productions, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to try if we have time. I don't know if we're going to have time for that today. I will attempt, if we have a little bit of time at the end, to take a look at that on Tap Tools. But yeah, I'm going to try. If not, we'll try to take a look at it next week for you. But I will try my best. Dang, yeah. Short stream might step on that, but I'm going to try my best, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, bro. Hey, shout out to Pranav. Thank you for the super chat. Said, Frankie, please check Pi Network. I have 1,065 coins. Should I sell or hold? Shout out to Pranav. I cannot tell you whether you should sell or hold because that's a decision you have to make on your own. I could tell you to sell it, and it looks like it's going down, and then the thing just rips to the upside for no reason, and then you're going to be like, why did you tell me to sell, bro? But yeah, I can't tell you whether to hold it or sell it, but I will try to take a look at Pi Network. If we have time as we move on into the alts. But yeah, I don't want to stick on this too much here, guys. Like the key levels remain the same. That's what we're looking for. My thesis and my sentiment remains exactly the same. And even my trading situation remains exactly the same. So yeah, we'll just see. Short plays out, beautiful. Long plays out. Again, I would prefer the bigger position to pay me out a little bit more before the long does. But again, I would probably favor a push up here off that 4-hour green dot. If this 4-hour green dot rolls over, quickly, oh my God. TradingView has been a nightmare today. We had some Mafia members in the premium Discord saying the same thing, that TradingView is freezing up on them, unfortunately. Unbelievable. 25 minutes till giveaway. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stop. Thank you for that, bro. I am in no trade after a good week, going to enjoy the weekend and eat good food. Shout out to Gen Z. Absolutely, bro. That is the way I like to handle it. If you made profits, there's no reason to force a trade before the weekend. What is going on here, TradingView? Come on. Maybe I could come on over here. Let me see. Let me just open up a fresh chart here, guys. I don't know. Sometimes these tabs get come on, TradingView. Are you just going to troll me all week? Okay, here we go. So there we go. Inspector Chris said, no, thank you. Drunk super chat. Yo, shout out to Inspector Chris. Thank you for that, bro. Let's go. Hey, Mafia's out there partying tonight. I love that. I feel left out. This should be a red solo cup, I guess, huh? Why not trade the weekend? Shout out to Bearded Mac Mike. I trade the weekend sometimes. I personally don't usually trade the weekends very often, just because it's just low liquidity. It's low volume sometimes, and when we do get moves, they're really, I don't know. It's a little bit more unpredictable, in my opinion, right? More recently, we've been getting bigger moves on the weekend, which is interesting to me. But yeah, for the most part, weekends is just weird volume, and the fact that I trade every single day, so it's I got to take a break from the charts at some point, especially when I'm not trading. I'm on a live stream talking about the charts. So it's I need to not stare at a blue light for at least some time during the week. Yeah, low volumes most of the time, DMB Smurf. That's mostly the reason. Seems wonderful, stays in a small range. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times what you see, like most of the time, like even if I'm already holding a position, right, I could be in a long from here, and like it's like, oh my god, the long's gonna play out, and then over the weekend, a lot of the time, like it just goes sideways, right? So I guess could be good for like very low time frame scalping, maybe, but I wouldn't even argue that. It's just a better. There's just more volume during the week. But listen, if you have a full-time, if you have like a regular day job or something like that, and the only time you have to sit down and study on the charts and practice trading is on the weekend, like by all means do that, right? Just understand it's a little bit of a lower volume environment. Just because I don't trade on the weekends doesn't mean you can't at all. Trading view going down like Bitcoin. Shout out to Eric. Yeah, a lot of people in the premium were saying that they were having trouble as well. But yeah, real quick, guys. I mean, that's what we're looking at. We'll see. Short up about $142 right now. It's pretty much sitting at break even at this point. So we'll see. I mean, should I just close this for the 140 profit and let the long slap? It's like pretty much break even, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here. But that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Other than that, guys, I'm not going to cover the higher time frames because all those time frames, all those higher time frame levels remain exactly the same. And I've covered them so much in the past week. You guys should know $72,000 to $70,000 is the next key level of support if we lose the weekly naked point of control sitting at 74,972. Rewind that, watch it again. That's really all you need to know as far as key levels to the downside, in my own personal opinion. So there you go. And then key levels to the upside on Bitcoin, right? Obviously just going to be, look, if we come up, golden pocket 786, flip that, look up towards the value area high. And that's pretty much it. We have our volume profiles giving us that beautiful guide for where price action is likely to go next. So real quick, I do want to take a look here at Ethereum. Obviously, guys, Ethereum has not really... Ethereum just kind of doing the same thing last night, right? We looked for the very similar to Bitcoin, right? We were looking for the pullback from the 786. Obviously, we hit the 786. We were already rejecting from the 786 yesterday, right? What is it? Yesterday was the 20th. Yeah, so we're like right here, looking for this to be our key level of support, which was a golden pocket 786 retracement. That golden pocket was confluent with our value area high right here. So as we look for price, if we can get that breakout off our 15-minute money flow crossover into the green, which was a very nice signal as we got that 15-minute money flow crossover into the green. You look for the breakout out of that volume profile because we had that 4-hour green dot printing at the same time as that 15-minute money flow crossover, making it a high probability of a continuation to the upside where we targeted the golden pocket and the 786 above. We came into the golden pocket, flipped the golden pocket, went up to the 786, got the rejection as you would expect, and now we are just simply getting a bounce from the golden pocket value area high confluence right from that support zone we were looking at yesterday. Now, I'm not long on Ethereum down here at all. Not really, I mean, yeah, you don't really have a ton of confirmation down here as well, right? Like, not really too much to update here either, right? If we stay above this level, maybe we get the bigger bounce. Key level of resistance, obviously you have the 786 here, but the value area low at $2,100 is going to be that next key level. Bada boom, right? Once you get above that, that will open the door to much higher prices. And then if you get the move down, right, you're just hoping that you hold that 786. Once you bounce off this 786, you have to understand the value area high at 1943. What is right above you? Once you flip that to support, maybe you can get out, right? Once you lose the 786, we're just looking to come back into this larger profile below. Lose the POC, come on down to the value area low, right? Hopefully, we do not have to see that happen. And I'll be honest here, right? Especially on Ethereum. Right, a lot of these high time frames are starting to print green dots, right? So from a higher time frame perspective, we've come down, we've retested this important point of control, right? We have the green dot on the 6-day, weekly green dot also looking to print, 5-day green dot printing, 4-day green dot printing, right? So we have a lot of these high time frame green dots that are printing, which could potentially give us a bit of a continuation to the upside. If we flip this lower value, upper value area low to support, next big level of resistance I'll be looking at is 2238 up to about 2381, right? So just like we looked for the breakout, let me come on down to a lower time frame. Just like we looked for the breakout from this value area high to come into our golden pocket 786 Fibonacci retracement, right? We look to come up in here and then there. Just like we did that, those are our next targets. We get those targets hit before we cool off. If, very similarly, if we get above that value area low, flip it to support, I'd be looking at the golden pocket 786 with the POC right in the middle, right? And that also lines up with the idea of if you flip that value area low to support, you can look to go to the golden pocket POC 786. Bada boom. That's what I'd be looking at. So yeah, high time frame green dots could continue you up. You also have your 4-hour green dot printing right now. This actually front ran Bitcoin. This one was printing first. Money flow, kind of choppy, right? We came back out. Is this green dot going to push us much higher into the green? I don't know. It's very hard to say. 15-minute money flow. 15-minute money flow has been in the green here, giving us that continuation up, which is pretty nice. But yeah, we're just bing-bonging around here between two volume profiles, right? Once you break above here, that's the bigger move up. Once you break below the 786 at 1915, that's where you look for the bigger move down. POC really opens up the door for a much bigger move down. Once you get stuck below that POC, I'd be expecting a drop down to the bigger macro levels between 1644 and 1565. I don't think, even if we do get a big drop, I don't think we're going to see this over the weekend. But if we do, you heard it here first. That's the key level to look at for the big drop down. But yeah, with the 4-hour and the high time frame green dots, hopefully we could just get a continuation of this bigger retracement to the upside. So let's see if we can start working our way up towards 2100 and then hopefully 2250 and beyond. So yeah, other than that, all these levels still remain the same. These are the levels we've been looking at. So not too much of an update other than that. We could take a quick look at XRP, which is also just still sitting in the same situation. This has just been a super choppy market. Other than the trades, right, just giving us nice pushes up, nice pushes down through the range. Other than that, like, things are pretty expected, right? Reject the value area high. POC is going to be your key support. We are now currently trying to get accepted below this POC to get a move into the value area low. Money flow on the 3 hours crossed over into the red. This would make us anticipate a potential continuation down, right? Taking a look at the 4-hour money flows in the green, right? So like I said, market cipher is super chopped up as far as money flow goes right now. There's not, other than the 4-hour, 15-minute market cipher B116 strategy, other than that, there's not a ton of like multi-time frame alignment as far as market cipher goes. It's just super, super noisy as the market is super choppy, right? But yeah, that's what I'd be looking at on XRP. Can't get back above this POC. Value area low sitting at $2.14. That's where I would be looking as your next key level of support, right? Regardless of news, right? Regardless of news, we use the volume profiles to look for our positions. Deviate below the low, that's where you're looking for longs. Deviate above the high, that's where you're looking for shorts for a return back into the bottom of the profile or a return back into the top of the profile. One thing I will say here is we kind of front ran this value area high and this golden pocket retracement. So this POC is going to be important. Remember, this acts as a magnet for price. Sometimes, right, we came up to it, right, and then we came down. It didn't mean we were going directly to the value area low, right? Come up, you get back down. Like, even on a lower time frame, you probably bing-bonged around here, up, down, right? So it does act as a magnet. You could slip it, get back above, slip it, get back above. It's not until you reclaim it where I would really be looking for a big move to the golden pocket. As long as we remain below it, next stop would be the value area low at 214. And, yeah, other than that, higher time frame, right? 2-day, money flow still coming out, VWAP still rolling over, daily red dot, potentially looking to print here. We'll have to see what we get in about an hour and 37 minutes. If that red dot prints, I think that definitely increases your chances of getting a full rotation through this profile down to the value area low. But yeah, I would just be playing, like, for me personally, there's no setup here, right? Like, there's no reason to take a long here. Not that it's not going to go up or down, right? Of course, you can take a long or a short, and one of them will play out. But, like, for me, there's, like, really no setup unless you were going to long the fib retracement, which, again, like, could you do that? Absolutely. What's up with this half golden pocket? There we go. But yeah, I just don't like longing in the middle of the range, right? Especially if you long here, you're longing directly into resistance, right? So yeah, just doesn't mean that you can't get back up here and go back to the value area high. It's just no real significant setup for me to look at down there. So yeah, I'd rather wait for a move down to the low or a move back up to the high to look for either shorts or longs. Very simply put. And that value area high golden pocket is sitting between 260 and 263. Let's see. Shout out to Flat Smack said, XRP cheerleaders going to 0. It's going to 0, baby. Let's see. Shout out to Flat Smack, OG of the CandleMafia. Don't forget to flat smack that like button, guys, by the way. Shout out to Magellanic. I don't know what that word says. I apologize. I'm sure I butchered that. But he says, Frankie, can you tell me market cipher money flow length? I'm a bit confused. I think that's what that says. I don't know what you mean by, like, the length. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly what you mean by that. If you clear it up and I'm able to see that chat, I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. Shout out to Kevin's Awake. Says, let's see. Only Frankie says this. Shout out to Kevin's Awake. Yeah, LS. Drop those LS's in the chat. We have an emoji dedicated to let's see. Drop them in the chat if you got them. You know what he means by the length. Shout out to Inspector Chris. I think I know what you mean. Big dump incoming April 2nd. Shout out to Pranav. Shout out to you, bro. Why do you expect this? Please let me know. I would love to know. Shout out to you, Frankie. Shout out to Tony Roaz. Thank you for being here, bro. And shout back out to you. What is going on, Tony? Good to see you, bro. It costs $600, not the TradingView one. Shout out to Relatable Clips. I don't know if that was in reference to me or not. I always knew Jesse and username were the same person. Shout out to French Toaster. But yeah, let's continue on. We took a look at XRP. We took a look at Ethereum. We could take, honestly, guys, like these altcoins, right? We'll look at take a look at Solana here. I'll give you some new local levels on Solana. We were watching this on the live stream earlier in the premium, right? We were kind of getting pops to the upside, but they were just pops into resistance. For me personally, next key level I would be looking at. And, I'll be honest, there's not really even a ton of confluence down here, I don't think. Yeah, you have your golden pocket. You don't really have any other support down there. But yeah, I would just be looking at this volume profile. You have your golden pocket, value area low confluence here on Solana, sitting between 121.81 and 120.64. So for me personally, I would rather get a move down to the value area low to look for longs. As you can see, right, when you get to the value area low, this is where you want to look for the longs for the full rotation of the profile, right? Same thing here, right? Deviate above, get accepted back into the range. It's not necessarily a good place to look for a long on that move down, right? Now, again, it does not mean that you can't just come on out of here, right? If you have money flow coming up, which you do, you have the 4-hour green dot with money flow coming up. So you can do that, right? But it's just not a confident trade setup, in my opinion. Doesn't mean that it's not going to go up. It just means like I want to have high conviction that I'm getting in at a good place. And there's nothing really saying that, right? Like you get down below the value area low or value area high, you bounce off the POC, you lose the POC, you come back up. We're just getting rejected here. So it's not really until we come down here that I would look for longs, or if it wants to come up, I let it go. Right? You can look for a move up without having a confident reason to enter a trade, right? So, but yeah, like again, money flow kind of chopped up here. So that I would just look to play that range. And this is a very local profile, by the way. This is just between $130 and $121. If we wanted to take a look at the bigger levels, which come on over to this other chart here, and in the larger context of things, we're really just playing around with our macro value area low. Bing-bonging around that macro value area low. If we're able to hold on top of this, that's where you can start the bigger move up, which would be, breaking you out of your your local profile, and then you could look to begin your journey up to your POC at 142.97. Again, not a super confident signal on the chart calling for that necessarily, but that's just the if this then that. Stay above the value area low, look for the move into the POC. Lose the value area low, I'd be looking to come down to this Fibonacci retracement, which is sitting between 130, 644, and $112. If we lose the why did I say 130? It's between 121.50 and 117.26. Scratch that, guys. Sorry. Come down to this Fibonacci retracement. That would be, lose the value area low. This is where you're looking for a bounce. And to be quite honest, this 786 is very important. If you lose this 786, that's where I think you get the bigger drop. Number one, to the value area high at 107. And then after that, get accepted in here. I'd be looking to go to the POC at about 101.83. But you have to lose that 786. Until then, right, we could bounce off the value area low. And if we come down here, you could potentially bounce off there as well. So those are really the key levels. Again, there's not a super strong signal here. I don't really like the VWAP coming down on the daily. If that confirms, I think we lose the value area low. But again, with that 4-hour green dot, we kind of want to see what that 4-hour green dot gives us first. Just like yesterday on Bitcoin, I wanted to see that 30-minute money flow before adding to my long position, right? We wanted to see what that 30-minute money flow crossover was going to do before we actually look to add to the long position. Why is that, right? Well, we knew, let me hide all these levels here. We knew, right, if we wound up, getting accepted back into this range, we were probably going to get a move to the POC, right? And that 30-minute money flow was probably going to be the area or the place where that downtrend continued, right? And you could literally see right on that 30-minute money flow crossover, we come down, lower high, and we get the lower low into the POC, right? And then that is where I would have been looking to add to my long position. However, I did wish that we kind of came a little bit lower, so I personally did not add there. But, you know, it's kind of the same thing, right? We want to see what that lower time frame does first. Like, I didn't want to add to the long here if I was anticipating that 30 minutes to potentially bring me down. Why would I add here if I'm expecting a move down, right? And that wound up being the right decision. So very similarly on Solana, right? I want to see what that 4-hour green dot gives us, right? Because that 4-hour green dot is probably going to play out before that daily red dot does, right? Because the 4-hour green dot is there. The daily red dot is not even printing yet. So that 4-hour green dot could push us up, and then we'll see where we go, what kind of setups we could have potentially. Not that I'll be looking to trade this over the weekend, but you know that's where I'm looking for potential new setups as that red dot's about to print. I want to see what that 4-hour green dot gives me before I actually look for that red dot to play out. Does that make sense? It's like multi-time frame alignment, or analysis, I should say. Let's see. 6 minutes till the giveaway. Yes, guys, we are running out of time. I will take a quick look. We are actually going to have to be doing a quick stream tonight, guys. Institutions, net selling equities to retail since last year. Something is brewing, and it stinks. Shout out to Steve Livingston. It's that stank. We got that stank. The shortest stream of Frankie's career. Yeah, shout out to Eric. This is going to be the, like I said, I actually have to go. So I can't go over, literally can't go over. So, which I hate, guys. It absolutely kills me. To end streams early. It's horrible. Look at auction again. Shout out to Poster. Let's take a look. Shout out to Poster. We were actually looking at that with him in the premium Discord. Let's take a look at auction. So yeah, this thing is, let's see. I don't remember where it was at, price-wise. Let me see if I can pull up the actual chart here. Let me pull up a higher time frame. So this thing is absolutely flying. This is obviously an outlier. Maybe this is a signal, guys. Maybe this is maybe they're front-running alt season. Maybe auction is starting the alt season. I'm kidding. But let me see here. There we go. Okay, so here is our chart. All right, I've already marked this up already. And let me actually see something really quick. Okay, so she did pull up, so I got to move this fib now. Dang it! Why'd I have to push up? Now I got to move all these levels. I knew that was going to happen. We got to get rid of that now. Got to get rid of this fib. Got rid of this fib. Actually, no, this one's good now. So yeah, I can't really, to be honest with you guys, I can't really do too much with this, right? There's nothing I can really do, right? Just because it's like screaming to the upside. There's not much analysis I could do here, to be quite honest. But yeah, this thing is an absolute outlier right now, flying to the upside. I don't know if there is some kind of news or something on this. I don't know exactly why it's flying, but it is obviously screaming to the upside. The only thing I can say is be careful FOMOing into this, right? Obviously, you do not want to FOMO in at the top, right? And sure, I mean, actually on the premium Discord, we were down here. I was saying the same thing, like be careful. You don't want to FOMO in at the top. Could you buy here and it goes higher? Yes. Is it a very dangerous game? Absolutely, right? If you want to gamble and buy top of a green candle, that's totally, we're all adults. We can do what we want, right? If you want to FOMO, for sure, FOMO. I'm just not a successful strategy over time, obviously. Trust me, I've had my fair deal of FOMOing in on big green candles. It took me a million times of doing that before stopping and actually waiting for pullbacks and making money in this market. But, yeah, other than that, there's really not a ton I can do here just because I can't really analyze these straight up and down candles. But what I can do is we could take a look at... there's really nothing I can do. We have this little local volume profile, which sits between about... I would say 43.12 all the way down to about 37.50, right? So if you do cool off here, right, you could hopefully maybe come back down into this value. This is obviously going to change the higher up this goes. If this keeps screaming to the upside, there is you're going to have to start moving Fibonacci retracements. You're going to have to start moving your levels, right? All I can say is like this is definitely a valid volume profile. You can see. We came up here, we rejected the low, we came back in, bing-bonged around the POC and the value area low before flipping the POC, going up to the value area high, breakout, retest that support, and then we sent it, right? So let me actually fix this box because this is bothering the ever. Let's bring that down a little bit. Bada boom. Okay, so Yeah, that is 43.12 down to about 37.47. That's really the only like naked profile that we had, and it was respected on the way up. So if we did come back down, it could be something to look for. If we pull from the low to the high here, you do have now some local confluence, golden pocket, value area high. Let's see here. Yeah, I would watch this value area high. If you come back down, again, I don't know how high this thing is going to go. There is no telling. I can't look left for resistance, so it's very, very difficult. 1 minute. Shout out to Rob. Let's go, baby. But yeah, if you did get a bigger cool off, I would definitely start paying attention around, I would say 44.55, value area high confluence on that level. You also have inside of that range, lose that range, come on down to the value area low POC, 786 confluence, and that is sitting around 38.30 to about 37.47. Again, I'm not saying you are definitely coming down here right now, but if you did, these would be some levels I would be looking at. Honorable mention, more of a local level, would be pulled from this low to that high. And again, these levels are going to move, guys. If this continues up, this fib is going to move. However, right now, I would argue, even if you pulled this little micro profile, right, you have your value area high, your 786. This would be, I would just be looking at, maybe you wind up just going from the, maybe you just wind up going from the low to the high here, and you wind up just pulling back a little bit. I would just be looking at local Fibonacci retracements, but the ones I mark out right now are very likely to get stepped on very fast. Because if this thing keeps pushing up, all these fibs are going to have to be updated to the current high. But yeah, I would definitely be paying attention. Like even here around 48.09 could be a potential place to start looking for support. And yeah, other than that, I would just let this thing go, start to build out some structure, wait for pullbacks. There's really not a ton of analysis I can do here. So, yeah. Shout out to Edward, said a bunch of manipulation occurring on some altcoins. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The minute is past. Shout out to Uncle Jesse. Here we go. I already see everybody spamming the chat here. Pennywise said number 304 is the crazy clown watching while you're driving. Shh. Don't tell. Shout out to Pennywise, everybody's favorite clown. Let's go. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the giveaway. We have, actually, let me check my text messages here with Tony D. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe Reddle. I don't know if you're still in here, bro. Let me know if you're still in here. Yeah, I just got a text message from my boy Joe, and he said, bro, watching you put in those 10,000 hours since 2017 to now is wild. I hope Bitcoin has been treating you well. Shout out to Joe. I appreciate you, bro. Really funny that you mentioned 10,000 hours because we were literally talking about that yesterday on my stream about putting 10,000 hours in, and I was talking to Tony about that a couple of days ago, trying to calculate how many hours I had actually put in on the charts. And I was telling people, when I had a day job, I was always, and Joe used to work at that job with me, I used to always be like on my laptop, like looking at charts, trying to figure things out, trying to hide it from the boss. And yeah, shout out to Joe. I appreciate you so much, bro. It's really funny that he mentioned that. All right, so let's see. We got the chat bringing in the... Okay, I think we're good. Actually, the reason I opened that up, guys, this is bad. I am all over the place. Good to go whenever. I'm going to slow down chat. Okay, perfect. And... Okay, so Tony, I'm just going to talk... Okay, so... We have the 10 Cardano giveaways. I think we hit 1,000 likes. Are we going to do $100 in Solana? So I think we have 10 Cardano giveaways and one $100 Solana giveaway. Tony D, let me know in the chat or by text if I am correct, and then we will do the giveaways. I see him typing. By the way, while I'm waiting for him to answer, guys, okay, so we got one $100 Sol giveaway, and we got 10 Cardano giveaways. Real quick, before we do that, guys, while we're trying to get that ready, we mentioned yesterday that Femex is going to be giving away, they're going to be giving away 50 free months in the premium Discord to 50 CandleMafia members, right? They're going to be doing 10 a week I believe, come into the dining room. All you have to do is be signed up with our Femex affiliate link. That's all you need to do. Come into the dining room, come to unlock access, and then if you're signed up on our Femex link, you would just click the Femex button here, read through here how to get through the get into the dining room, and then come in here. There's a channel for it. Femex giveaway. This is how it works. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're going to be, yeah, but you have to be signed on the link to be eligible, and you have to be in the dining room because that's where we're doing the giveaways, right? And shout out to Femex for doing that with us. That's super cool. They are giving this away, guys. This is not us giving it away for free. Femex is buying these and giving them away for you guys. All right. So let's see. Yeah, 100, you're correct. 10 ADA. Okay. All right, Tony. Run the giveaways. Run the giveaways. Let's do it. We're going to do let's do the 10 Solana giveaways first. I mean, the 10 Cardano giveaways first, and then we'll do the Solana giveaway. Or maybe I should just let Tony make that call because I'm sure he's like trying to figure this out. All right, here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Run that thing. Shout out to French Toaster. Let's get it. How do we enter? Shout out to Monokey. I think you're in. I think you just got to be in chat. Yo, I'm broke. Give me that money. Shout out to Austin. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bitcoin pushing back down. Bitcoin pushing back down. Very slightly. Very slightly. Short up 267 now. Wow, that's easy. Shout out to, oh my God, I can't even see the names. The chat's going too dang fast. All right, there we go. Nightbot drop, dishing out those giveaways. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to Teacher without the H. Teaser. Shout out to you, bro. You got some free Cardano. Let's get it. Shout out to Gorillas United. Let's get it. You just want to give away. Yeah, Nightbot's pulling names from chat randomly. Love you, Nightbot. Shout out to J Violet. Let's go. Shout out to Christina. Shout out to Full Dash. We're just like, this is like the YouTube equivalent of just, this is literally the YouTube equivalent of just throwing money. We're just like, giveaways for everybody. Nightbot's just in here. Oh, God, a $100 bill just went into my coffee. Actually, it was a 20. I just stained the money, guys. I stained the money. I got to pick that back up because we got to send that back out to you guys. We throw the money in the air and we give it to the mafia. That's all we do. I would like to take Nightbot on a date, but we have yet to connect. Shout out to K Diggity. I've hooked you up with Phoebe. I'm like a wingman. I'm like a wingman for you, K Diggity. I hooked you up with Phoebe. I'm going to hook you up with Nightbot as well. I think she might be interested. She is a bit of a night owl, if you didn't know. Let's see. How do I win? Shout out to Law of One. You just got to be in the chat, I believe. I could just be making that up. Tony D will probably correct me in the chat. Yo, shout out to Gen Z. Thank you for the super chat. Said hashtag ban slow mode, hashtag free Gen Z, hashtag hi, hashtag when BTCTA. Shout out to Gen Z. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you for the super chat, bro. Get Nightbot out of here. Ban it. Ban it. Ban slow mode. Ban everybody. Get them out of the chat. Isn't there? There's like a streamer that does that. It's like their whole shtick is like banning people. That's like his whole thing. Yo, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Said, you get a cricket, you get a cricket, you get a cricket. Only the OGs know the grasshopper days. Pinned. There we go. The winners are pinned to the top of the chat. Let's go. There we go, guys. Shout out to Teaser, Gorillas United. Shout out to Jess, Christina, Full Dash, MK Ultra in the chat. Oh, God. Shout out to MK Ultra. Just starting to drool. Shout out to Bio. Shout out to Pranav. Shout out to Sharma, or Pranav Sharma's one person. Shout out to Guy. Shout out to Waz. Shout out to, and then the $100 soul winner is AAKG. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody who just won. Thank you for pinning that, Tony. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for the super chat. Said, Frankie's a 90s kid, right? Was it moving those big fat CRTVs that got you those calves? Yo, shout out to Wick589. Yes, I think so. Those tube TVs are insanely heavy. It's like unbelievable how heavy those things are. It might have been. I moved a few of those in my day. I think I just don't use any of my upper body. I just kind of like let it hang on my body, and then I only lift with my calves. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Week 5. Hey, I got the socks on today, guys. Should I bring out the dogs and show some calves on stream? It's been a minute since I've showed the calves. And I low-key have been working them out. As you guys know, this is a fake chair, right? This is just like attached to my back. I'm actually just sitting here on my calves, holding me up. But let's show a little bit of calf meat. Ah! Oh yeah, baby. There's the calves. I never show the other angle though. Did I really win? Shout out to Guy. I think you did. Yeah, Venor Guy. You're a winner, bro. You got some free Cardano. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Drop those calf emojis in the chat if you have them, guys. But yeah, we actually did it, guys. We did it. Are we at 1 hour? Oh, we're 4 minutes overtime. We're 4 minutes overtime, guys. But with all that being said, that is all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I got to go. I could hear them jingling keys outside the studio door. They're rushing me. They're rushing your boy Frankie Candles. But hey, guys, short positions actually, we did come down a little bit more. That short position is now $300 in profit. I feel like I always have to show this. Like, I never get this at all. But everybody's like, show the trade. But there you go. I think you could see that. Yeah, so there we go. Still red on fees. Up about $300. I don't know. I still think there's probably a good chance that I get stopped out of that position with the 4-hour green dot. But you guys have all the key levels. I'm going to relax. Maybe I'll move my stop loss to break even if we come down a little bit more. I'm going to relax in these guaranteed winning trades. Only the long is right now, but the short will be soon. Did I just hit the thumbnail? Okay. With all that being said, guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And, guys, thank you so much for 75,000 subscribers. I literally cannot believe we have 75,000 subscribers. And it's all because of you guys that I get to wake up every day and do what I love. This is the CandleMafia YouTube channel. I'm just the guy that is screaming on camera. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I say that because I mean it, not because I'm on camera. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys Monday for more sauce. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. No fake out today. Bing bong!
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the